to learn in AutoCAD how to draw line, polyline, circle, arc, rectangle, ellipse. Keep watching.
Hi friends, I'm Ghassan from Cascade. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to draw line, polyline, circle, and other tools in the first section of Workspace ribbon under the Home tab. In the beginning of this tutorial, let me show you how to define the drawing units. In the command line, write units, enter. List of options are displayed. Under the length we have type and the precision. Type sets the current display format for units of measure. The values include architectural, decimal, engineering, fractional, and scientific. The architectural and engineering formats produce feet and inches displays and assume that each drawing unit represents 1 inch. The other format can represent any real-world unit. For example, decimal, let's assume that each drawing unit represents 1 meter in the real world. Angle sets the current angle format and the precision. In the angle type we have decimal degrees, degree, minute, second, grads, radians, surveyor's units. For example, surveyor's units, the component are northing and easting. Decimal degrees, let the precision 0.00. When you check clockwise, that means the clockwise is the positive angle. Uncheck the clockwise, that means the positive angle is counterclockwise. Insertion scale controls the scale for blocks and drawings that are inserted into the current drawing. For example, meters. Press OK. In AutoCAD, on the bottom, you can switch the workspace between drafting and annotation, 3D basics, 3D modeling. When you draw 2D, check drafting and annotation because it's easy to access the specific tools. To draw a line, click Home tab. In Draw section, you can find line. Or directly you can press L enter in the command line, L enter. Left click the drawing area to specify the start point, then the end point. You can continue specifying additional line segments. To undo the previous line segment, press U, enter. To close the series of segments, press C, enter. You can draw a line by using specific coordinates. Press L, enter. Let's say the first point is the origin of the Cartesian system. X is equal to 0, Y is equal to 0. Type X value 0, comma, Y value 0, enter. Next point, for example, X4, Y2, type 4, comma, 2, enter. Third point, for example, X is equal to 8, Y is equal to 3, type 8, comma, 3, enter. You see that the coordinates are absolute because we disable the dynamic input. When we enable the dynamic input, the coordinates will be relative to previous point. That means the previous point plays the role of the origin. Let's start, for example, with the origin. L, enter. 0, 0, enter. Next point, for example, 2, 3. Type 2, 3, enter. Next point, for example, 4, 4 as absolute. We enable the dynamic input. You should enter 2, 1 relative to this point. So 2 as x, y as y, 1 as y, 2, 1, enter. This point, for example, 1, 2, 1, 2, enter. If you want to enter relative coordinates and the dynamic input is off, you should enter the symbol at followed by x value followed by y value. For example, let's start with the origin. L, enter. 0, 0, enter. Second point, for example, 1, 4, 1, 4. This point, for example, the x value is equal 3 and y value is equal to 6. You should enter 2, 2 with the symbol at followed by 2 and 2. At 2, 2, enter. Relative to this point, the dynamic input is off. For example, this point 3, 1 and dynamic input is off. Type symbol at 3, 1, enter. You can draw a specific line. Press L, enter. Start drawing a line with this start point. If the dynamic input is off, enter the symbol at followed by the length of the segment, for example 6.5, followed by the bracket less than, and finally the angle 45 degree, for example. Enter. Another one, will enter. This is the start point. For example, length is equal to 3 and the angle is equal to 30. Press the at symbol, 3 is length, bracket less than, followed by the angle 30 degree. If the dynamic input is on, press L, enter to start drawing line. Directly you can enter the length of the segment followed by tab key and the angle. For example, 6.5 tab 45 degree. Another one, 3 tab 30 degree. To draw a polyline, go to Home tab. In Draw section you can find the polyline, or directly type PL in the command line, PL, enter. Specify the start point, specify the end point of the first segment, and continue specifying end points of the next segments. You can press enter or space bar to finish, or C to close the polyline. C, enter. How to draw wide polyline? PL, enter. specify the first point, enter width W, enter, specify the starting width of the segment, let's say 0.5, and the ending width 0.5. Then specify the next point, the end point. The next segment, the width as default 0.5. You can modify it, W, enter, 0.8 for example, and the ending width, let's say 0, enter. Specify the end point. How to draw a polyline with straight and curved segments. Press PL, enter. Start the first point. Specify the end point. To switch to arc mode, you can enter A at the command A, enter, and specify the end point of the arc. To return to line mode, press L, enter. How to draw a circle. In Home tab, you can find circle in Draw section or by entering the command C. In Draw section, you can draw a circle by specifying center and radius, center and diameter, 2 point, 3 points, tangent to 2 segments, and specify the radius, tangent to 3 segments. First option, start the center of the circle and specify the radius, for example 5. Second option, center and diameter, specify the center and diameter, for example 10. If we have 2 points, this one and this one, you can draw circle passing 2 points. The same if we have 3 points, we can draw circle passing by 3 points. If we have 2 segments, you can draw a circle tangent to these 2 segments and entering the radius, for example 5. If we have 3 segments, draw a circle tangent to these segments. How to draw an arc. In Home tab, Draw section, we find arc or by using the command A, enter. We can draw an arc using 3 points, first point, second point, and the third point. Draw an arc using start point, center, and end point. Start point, center of the arc, and the end point. Draw an arc using start, center, angle. Start, center, and angle. Enable the dynamic input. Specify the angle, for example 45 degrees. This angle is 45 degrees. Draw an arc using start, center, and the length of the arc. Start, center, the length of the arc, for example 15. Draw an arc specifying start point, end point, and angle. start point, end point, and the angle. For example, 45 degree. We can draw an arc specifying start point, end point, and the direction. This is the start point, end point, and the direction. Draw an arc specifying start point, end point, and the radius. Start point, end point, and the radius. The radius, for example, 5, 10. Again, start point, end point, and the radius 20. Draw an arc specifying center, start, and end points. This is the center of the arc, start point, and end point. Drawing an arc using center, start, angle, center, start, and the angle. 30 degree. Drawing an arc specifying center, start, and length. Center, start point, and the length. 20, for example. And the last one, you can create an arc tangent to the last line or arc drawn. For example, if we have a line, continue, create an arc tangent to this segment. If we have an arc using 3 points, for example, and click continue, create an arc starting with the end point of the previous arc. And now let me show you how to draw a rectangle in Home tab, Draw Section, Rectangle, or using the command REC, REC, enter. Specify the first corner and the second corner. You can draw the rectangle by specifying the length and the width. REC, enter, first corner. Enter the symbol at, followed by the length, for example 10, comma, followed by the width 5, enter. The last option, you can draw a rectangle specifying the area. Rectangle, enter, first corner, A, enter in the command, A, enter. The area, for example, 200, enter. You should specify the length or the width. For example, length is equal to 20. The area of this rectangle is 200 with length 20. After drawing a rectangle, you can draw a polygon. In Home tab, Draw section, under the rectangle, you can find polygon. You should enter the number of sides, for example 6 sides. Specify the center. You have two options to draw polygon: inscribed in circle or circumscribed about circle. If we have a circle, radius for example 300, draw a polygon with 6 sides, enter, center of the circle, inscribed in circle, and another one center, 6 sides, center the same center, circumscribed about circle. You see the difference between these two polygons. You can draw a polygon by specifying one edge. Draw a polygon, 5 edges for example, 5 enter. Specify the center of polygon or edge. Enter E for edge. Specify the first point and the end point of the edge. How to draw an ellipse? The same section Draw. Under the Home tab, we find Ellipse. You can draw an ellipse using the center, specifying the center, and the point of axis, and the distance to other axis. Another way, drawing an ellipse using the start point and end point and the distance to other axis. Third method, elliptical arc, specifying the axis and point of elliptical arc, other end point, distance to other axis, and start angle and the end angle. I will finish this tutorial to continue with the other remaining tools in this section, such as hatch, gradient, boundary, draw a spline, and more tools. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell to get notifications for more videos.